Hello everyone, this is Savita Acharya from Canara Engineering College. In this video lecture, we will look at a few examples on Verilog test benches. In my previous video, we have seen a few examples of Verilog code for basic circuits. Now we will proceed to write the stimulus block or the test bench for the same examples in this video lecture. Okay, so as described earlier, there is something called as a design block and a stimulus block. The design block is the one wherein you write the program to describe your circuit, and the stimulus block is the one where you apply the stimulus to test your design block. So here I have taken the example of OR gate. The block diagram is given for your reference. This is the truth table and the design block or the Verilog code that describes the functionality of the OR gate. Now we'll proceed to write the stimulus block. The stimulus block also is a Verilog program wherein we apply the stimulus to the input. So this is also called as a test bench. So the Verilog, the stimulus block or the test bench is written like this. That is, we start with the module keyword followed by name of the module. So here I will follow some convention. I will write the name of the design block roughly, which needs to be tested, followed by underscore TB. TB stands for test bench. This is not mandatory, but looking at the program you will come to know that it's a test bench. And empty parenthesis which states that there is no ports for this stimulus block. Because the stimulus block is not going to interact with the external environment, there is no ports. So since there are no ports, there is no necessity of declaring input and output ports. Next we will describe the signals that we are going to use here. So I will declare A and B as register and C as wire. So if you look at the design block has got 3 ports, 2 inputs A and B and 1 output C. So here I have declared input A and B as register and output C as wire. So if you go back and recall the port connection rules, there you have to visualize something called as internal signals and external signals. The internal signals are the ones that you are going to use in your design. Okay, and the external signals are the ones you are going to apply externally to the design. That is, in the stimulus block, these signals A, B and C, what I am writing now in the stimulus block, are the external signals to your design block OR gate. Okay, so this input A and B I have declared as register. So if you recall the port connection rules, the input internal signals, internally the input should be declared as net and externally it should be declared as register or net, and externally output should be declared as net. That is why I have declared A and B as register and C as wire. You can also visualize this using a different analogy. That is, you are going to apply the inputs to the input signals. So the input signal should be capable of holding the values to be applied to the design block, whereas the output signal is a net or a wire. A wire is simply can be thought of as a physical wire. Physical wire is nothing but a short from one point to other. So whatever you apply at this end will be available at the other end. So here also output is declared as a wire. Next is the most important thing, that is instantiating the module design block. So the syntax is first you specify the name of the module, that is OR underscore gate in uppercase, followed by some instance label. So instance label I have given randomly as x1 and the signals. Now these signals, again if you recall, there are two types of connecting ports, that is one by order, connecting by order, and the other is by connecting by name. So I have followed the first one, that is connecting by order. Okay, so the order should be same as what you have given in the module definition line. So first one is A, B, and third one is C, that is the output. So similarly I have written A, B and C. So this A will be mapped to the A of module, B is mapped with B and C is mapped with C. Okay, their types should be compatible. Now it is not necessary to take the same names. I could have given some other names, X, Y, Z, anything. They are simply going to be mapped by their position. So the type and the direction should be compatible. Now next I will proceed to apply the stimulus. So for that you have to, this is that comes in behavioral modeling. So we'll not go into the details of that. So in behavioral modeling there is a sequential construct called as initial. So whatever statements you enclose between the begin and end statements of this initial statement will be executed sequentially. So I want to apply the stimulus in the time sequence. That's why I put it inside the initial block. So first I start with A equal to 0. So if you look at the truth table first column is A0, B0, second column A0, B1, third column A1, B0 and finally A1, B1. So I will be applying in this order only and I expect my design block to give out this output as in the column C of the truth table. So first is A0 and B0. Okay, so this is how you apply the stimulus. This is how you, this is the syntax for writing the constant in Verilog. So that is 1 tick B0. So the first value 1 stands for the number of bits. A and B are single bit values, single bit signals. So the bit number of bits is 1. Tick is the syntax followed by B. B is the number system base. So B for binary and for decimal it will be D, for hexadecimal it is hex and so on. Sorry, hexadecimal it is H and so on. So the third parameter is the value. Okay, so this is 1 bit in binary, the value is 0. So B also same thing. Next line what I do is I will write hash 10. So in the previous line I have not written anything, that means at time t equal to 0. In the next line I say hash 10 means at time t equal to 10 I apply A as 0 and B as 1. So the second row of the truth table is A0 B1. Okay, that is what I have applied. Next line I say hash 10. So the now the time sequence is 20. So first line it was time t equal to 0. Second line I say after 10 time units. So the execution is now at 10 time units. Next third line I say after 10 time units. That means 10 plus 10, 20. Now it is at 20 time units. I apply the third column of the truth table, that is A1 and B0. Okay, so this is done. So lastly after 10 time units, now the time is at 30 time units. Okay, so first line was 0, second line 10. This is after 10 means 10 plus 10 20. This is after 10 20 plus 10 30. So here again I will apply B equal to A equal to 1 and B equal to 1. Okay. So usually the test bench, in the test bench we apply test vectors such that it covers all possible combinations. Now this design is a OR gate, two input OR gate. With the two inputs we can have more possible combinations, 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So it is always advisable to apply all possible test vectors to test a design. So we are done with applying the test vectors, followed by end module. Okay, this is for concluding the program. Okay, this is a test bench program. This is the waveform I get after simulating my OR gate design block. Okay, using some simulation tool. Okay, so if you recall, in the test bench I have given at time t equal to 0, A0 and B0. So these are the signals. This is the top one is signal A, the middle one is signal B, and the last one is signal C. Okay, so in the test bench I have given at time t equal to 0, A is 0 and B is 0. So as per the simulation results, C is also 0. So this is acceptable because this is what I need for a OR gate. Okay. Now next at time t equal to 10, that is I had written hash 10. Hash 10 means after 10 time units, A is 0 and B I have made it as 1. So OR of 0 and 1 is, output is 1. Then next again after 10 time units, that is from 10 again 10 time units. So that is at 20 time units I had given A1 and B0. So A is going to 1. So this transition is not visible here. A is 1 and B is 0. So for 1 0 also output is 1. And then after 10 time units, that is at 30, 20 plus 10, that will be 30. A also 1 and B also is made as 1. For that also output is 1. Okay, so the simulation length I have shown here for 15 time units. Okay, so till at 30 I have changed the test vectors to A1 and B1, but after that I have not changed anything, so it will retain the previous values only. So till 50 nanosecond 50 time units I have displayed the waveform. So after that, since I have not changed, it will retain at 1, so output also is 1. So this is what is a OR gate. So this is an example of the AND gate that we have written earlier. Okay, so block diagram, truth table is given, and the design block also is given. So here we have described the AND gate using the assign statement. Now I proceed to write the stimulus block. So it begins with the module. I should give some name of the module. So I will give as AND gate underscore TB. As I have told you, I will always append a TB for test bench for indicating that the program is a test bench program. Empty parenthesis because there are no ports to the stimulus block. Now again there are two inputs A and B, which I declare as register as per the port connection rules, and output I declare as wire. Okay. Now next is instantiating. So for instantiating syntax is, first write the name of the module, give some name to the instance label, followed by the signals. So the signals will be the one which I have mentioned in the stimulus block or the test bench program. So note that I have used different names, that is in the design block the ports were in uppercase, here I use lowercase. So you can use anything, I could have used some other variable names as well. Okay. Now comes the applying the stimulus inside the initial block. So the initial statement should be enclosed between the begin and end. So I start with giving A equal to, as per the truth table, first A is 0 and B is also 0. Okay. Next I will take some after 10 time units. I will give A equal to 0 and B equal to 1. Say randomly I will take some other time unit now after 5 time units. After 5 time units I will make A equal to 1 and B equal to 0. That is the third row of the truth table, 1 0. And finally say I will take hash 12. Simply I am taking some random values. A equal to 1 and B equal to 1. Okay. So if you see, the test vectors are same, because for two input combinational circuit, the possible test vectors that you can give are the 4 maximum 2 power n combinations, that is 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. Okay. So if you see, the initial block is same as what you have given for the OR gate, but here I have changed randomly the time unit at which the inputs are changing. So we'll see the simulation waveform of this test vector. This is the waveform of the AND gate after simulation. Okay. So I have started the simulation with the at time t equal to 0, A and B both are 0 0. So the AND gate output C is 0. Next, hash 10 means after 10 time units I say A is 0 and B is 1. So when A 0 B 1 also, output is 0. Then the third line says hash 5 time units. So the execution is at 10. Hash 5 means after 5 time units means at 15. So this is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. At 15, A becomes 1 and B is 0. So again output is still 0 for an AND gate. Next, fourth test vector is applied, that is after 12 time units from now. Now it is at 15 time units. From there 12 time units. So 15 plus 12 is 27. So this is 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. At 27, A is 1, A is maintained at 1 and B is made 1. So when A and B both are 1 1, for AND gate the output is 1. So after this 27, the run length here is, the waveform is shown for 50 time units, from 0 to 50 time units. But after 27 I am not changing any test vector, so it will retain the last updated value will be retained till the displayed run length. Next is basic gates. So in this program we have realized all the basic gates. So as you see in the block diagram, it has got only 2 inputs, A and B, and 7 outputs. That is, each output corresponds to each logic operations like NOT 1, AND 1, OR 1, NAND 1, NOR 1, XOR 1 and XNOR 1. And this is the truth table which depicts the output of these gates. So we'll proceed to write the test bench. So test bench starts with module. The name of the module I will give as B gates TB, empty brackets. Now the inputs are A and B, so I will declare them as register. And there are 7 outputs, 7 outputs, that is each output corresponding to one logic gate output. So that I will give as NOT 1 and 1. So for convenience, I will just copy the same. Next line is instantiation. So the name of the module is basic underscore gate in caps lock in brackets A comma B. So here you see in the module definition, the first two are the inputs A and B, followed by all the outputs. So the order you note down, it is not AND or NAND nor XOR and XNOR. Just look at the module definition and check whether it is in the same order. Okay. So I have had it in the same order, close the brackets. So one more thing I missed out, that is the instance label. I will give some instance label as B1. So the instantiation is done. Now applying the inputs, the initial block, begin. So now as per the truth table, the first row is A is 0 and B is 0 initially. Initially means at time t equal to 0. Next I will apply, say, after hash 15. Okay. I will make A as 0 and B as 1. Say next after say 20 time units, I will make A as 1 and B as 0. So 0 0 is done, 0 1 done, 1 0 done, and finally it is 1 1. So I will take the delay as hash 17, that is from the current time it will go 17 units ahead and apply A equal to 1 and B equal to 1. So as you see, for two input circuits, the test vector will be same 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. When the number of input changes, the test vectors also increases exponentially. So this is the stimulus block or the test bench program for the basic gates. This is the waveform for the basic gates. So for your reference, I have included the truth table as well as the simulation block, stimulus block, that is the test bench program. So here in the test bench program initially I have given at time t equal to 0, A0 and B0. So at time t equal to 0, A and B both are 0 0. So for this combination A0 B0, look at what are the outputs. NOT 1 is the output of the NOT gate. So NOT we have written, if you recall in the design block in the program, we have written NOT for A. We have taken input as A. So A is 0, so NOT of A is 1 and of 0 0 is 0, OR of 0 0 is 0, NAND of 0 0 is 1, NOR of 0 0 is 1, XOR of 0 0 is 0 and XNOR of 0 0 is 1. So these are the outputs of your basic gate module. Next at hash 15, that means initially it was 0. Now after 15 time units, that is 0 plus 15, that is at 15 time units. So if you see, this is 0, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. At 15, A is 0 and B is 1. So A is continuing to be 0 and B we have made it to 1. So now look at the output when A0, B1. So not of A is again 1 and of 1, 0, 0, 1 is 0. OR of 0, 1 is 1. NAND of 0, 1 is 1. NOR of 0, 1 is 0 and XOR and XNOR are 1, 0 respectively. Now in the third line, it is hash 20. So previous execution we are at 15. Hash 20 means after 20 time units from that. So 15 plus 20, it will be 35. So till 35 there is no change. Say here this is 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. At 35, what we are doing? A is 1 and B is 0. So A becomes 1 and B becomes 0. So these are the corresponding outputs. If you want, you can verify that. So now not of A is 1. So not of A is 0. And of 1, 0 is 0. OR of 1, 0 is 1. NAND of 1, 0 is 1. NOR of 1, 0 is 0. OR is 1. So NOR will be complement of that 0. XOR of 1, 0 is 1 and XNOR is complement of that, that is 0. Now next line says hash 17. So right now we are at 35. Okay. After 17 time units from that, 35 plus 17 will be 52. So this is 50, 51, 52. So at 52, what we are doing? A you are making 1 and B also 1. So A continues to be 1. B which was 0 before becomes 1 now. Now for the input combination 1, 1, these will be the outputs which will be depicted in this waveform. Okay. So this is the test bench for the basic gates, and this is what the waveform reflects the test bench that is written. In this video, we have seen a few examples for writing Verilog test benches. In the next video, we'll look into some more examples of test benches. Thank you for now.